What's my lighting like on YouTube? Just as bad, if not worse, compared to TikTok. Yeah, whatever. Hello, I'm Pete. I help people with aches, pains, injuries, health problems, can't smell, can't taste, anxiety, depression. No, not depression so much, more anxiety. And although that's just because I've never tried to help someone with depression. It's not that I don't want to, it's just that it's never came up. What else do I do? There's meditation, consciousness stuff. Talking about how to go from low to high frequency is as simple as thinking a different thought. We just got to remember to do it. And that's essentially all the consciousness education you really need. Is simply have a different thought or ignore the thought that you're having. So there you go. That's in one sentence, that's how to change your life. You got a thought you don't like, ignore it, move on. There you go. That's really it. Evening, Kieran. Do you know what? I'm going to turn this silly swizzly thing off. Where is it? Enhance. Nah, it's not. I don't need. I'm good, Kieran. Thank you. How are you? Just jumping in for a little while, just to, I don't know, say hello to the world. Is it in effects? Yeah, it's in effects. Let's turn that off. Boom. All right. You good today? Anything I can do for you? Or if you just want to say hello, that's cool too. What have you been up to today? How's things going up here? Been talking a lot to people. That's good. Not just yourself. Ah, gotcha. So you like having treatments with healthy. Excellent. That's good to hear. Good to know you're getting some help and getting some changes, which is what it's all about. Amazing. A funny one you say on confidence building. My mind immediately went to we're never lacking in anything. It's just like we don't need to actually build confidence. We just need to remember that confidence was always there, and the thing that's actually blocking it is fear. It's actually a reduction of fear. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing, really. But yeah, it's useful stuff. Okay, we do. And I'm sat here going, yeah, there's things I'm not doing because there's a lack of confidence on certain things. It's like saying these things. It's like, well, I'm avoiding stuff through lack of confidence, essentially. So I can say the right words, but do I always do it? Probably not. In fact, definitely not. It's like you can know stuff, like have a knowledge of things and never do them, which is possibly worse than just not knowing them. And because if you don't know them, then you've got an excuse not to do them. But if you do know them and you don't do them, then that's dumb. So I'm dumb. So you've been working? Hang on. Can I do something here? I don't know. Working Saturday. What do you do? Hi again, Jack. Security. Is that like working doors, or is that or is that like security of buildings, or what kind of security are you in? Music. Yeah. So you stand at the front and stop people jumping on stage. Or you do what's the other security? Like you just make sure people don't do stupid stuff in the stadiums and things. So it's a festival this year. It's like family-friendly festival, and they check your bags when you go in because you're only allowed to take so much. A certain amount of booze you're allowed to take in. If you like a weekend guests can, but like night guests or day guests can't. And they're the most cursory, kind of pointless looks. And it's like, yeah, I could have been carrying anything in there. Obviously, I've got 2 kids. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to be carrying in loads of like dangerous things or excessive amounts of booze or whatever. But they barely looked. It was quite funny. Could have been people taking in all kinds of things. There was certainly some pretty sweet odors coming on from different parts of the festival ground. What's it like? What's it like doing security? Is that good fun? In fact, this is a good question. Or a question. Who are you? Is like an arena or a place that you always do it? Who are you securitying for? It can be fun. Yeah. Do you know what I was watching? This is going back a few years. I was watching Glastonbury on TV, and one of the guys I was out serving in Iraq was doing security on the main stage. I was like, I can't remember his name now, but he was a bit of a bell end, really. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I know him. That was quite funny. And I think I saw him there another year. So he's been doing Glastonbury. He must have done Glastonbury a few times. Yeah, no problem, Kira, mate. I'll see you in a bit. I don't know if I'll still be here, but we'll see. Good evening to anyone else here. I'm Pete. I help people with aches, pains, and injuries. If you got something going on, let me know, and I'll help you out with some kind of ache or pain. Not a problem. If not, I'll go watch TV with my wife. Who wants to do that? Just kidding. If she ever watches this, I enjoy watching TV with my wife. I really do. It's good fun. Right. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. If you got some kind of ache, pain, or injury, let me know. Tight muscles, sore knee, bad back. What else? Anxiety, stress. It's kind of all the same, really. Everything is stress. Everything is stress. Stress is inflammation. Stress is IBS because it's inflammation. Everything is stress. Everything is inflammation. It's either an inflammation of it's just different tissues, different parts of the body. It's all stress. It's all inflammation. Anxiety is stress about the future. Depression is stress about the past, in very, very simple terms. And then stress always affects the body. Always affects the body. It makes us breathe differently. It makes certain muscles tight. It makes certain muscles weak. It will tighten up. So stress about speaking in public. Okay, might give you tonsillitis or a cough or a cold frequently. It might cause you asthma or some kind of breathing difficulty. Stress about, let's say, stress about a car accident. Let's say you're in a car accident and you weren't seriously hurt. Okay, maybe you weren't hurt at all, but you're in a car accident. Car hits you from behind. Okay, that might cause you to have some eye issues because there was something that was unseen that hit you from behind, and your body wants to see it. So it's going to cause some eye issues because your brain is trying to see the unseen. Okay, so you might get short-sighted, you might get long-sighted, you might not be able to turn your neck. These kinds of things, all kinds of things might be going on if we have these kinds of stresses in our lives. Okay, so what else might cause stress? Not feeling good enough. That's one of the big ones. Okay, that can kind of affect any part of the body. Not feeling good enough about sport would affect our knees. Okay, potentially our ankles. Not feeling good enough about being a mum or a dad. It might affect our hips. Not feeling good enough about being a son or a daughter or having issues with a parent would affect our shoulders. Not feeling good enough about our intelligence will affect our neck. Not feeling good enough about our skills, whether they be just like computer skills, knitting skills, sewing skills, baking skills. It's usually something to do with work. Okay, will affect our fingers and hands and wrists. Elbows, can't remember elbows. I could look up elbows, but whatever. Our spine is to do with being able to support ourselves and some kind of moral issue. So we acted in a certain way at some point in the past, and it disagrees with our kind of moral compass. We did something that was against our own moral code, and we broke our own moral code. Okay, so that'll affect our back. What else we got? Hips, knees, ankles, shoulders, neck, head. I mean, that's the majority of it. So that's essentially not being good enough, and that can affect any tissue. That can be muscle, bone, tendon, ligament, fascia, nerve, and there's others as well. Again, here we go. It's in this book. It's in this book, New Medicine. I've got the page folded over somewhere. It's a little skeleton. Where's my little skeleton? Because my skeleton tells me these things. Aha, where are we? There we go. Little skeleton shows us how all of these things affect us. So what we got? So this is not feeling good enough stuff. Okay, if it's a shoulder, it's going to be something to do with either a partner, a mother, or a child. The skull and neck is to do with intelligence. Already told you that one. Backbone, kind of more the upper part of it. Central self-worth conflict. Okay, it's like really something I'm not good enough. Okay, lumbar spine, personality conflict. Basically, that was the moral code one. Wrists and fingers, lack of skills. Thigh bone. Okay, endurance conflict. Can't go on. Okay, I'm not good enough to continue. Knees and ankles is sporting conflict. Feet and toes is balance conflict. I can't keep my balance. I don't know what I'm doing. And if I go to another part of the book, so this is this one. Okay, so this breaks down areas of the brain and the essentially the tissues that they're involved with. So the stuff I've been talking about, the self-worth conflicts, where we basically don't feel good enough about some part of our life. It can affect our skeleton and bones. It can affect our teeth. It can affect our cartilage, sinews, ligaments, conjunctive tissue, intervertebral discs, lymphatic glands and lymph nodes, blood vessels, spleen, our voluntary muscles, the kidney tissue, the adrenal cortex, and ovaries and testicles. Wonderful. So if we're not feeling good enough, it can affect any and all of those tissues. We could have tightness. We could have stuff like osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis. We can have disc bulges. We can have slipped discs and all these kinds of things, all to do with not feeling good enough. It could lead to bleeding gums. It could be teeth falling out, or like weak teeth. Although not the tooth enamel, not the tooth enamel, because that's something else. We've also got the adrenal cortex. That might be like also high stress, cortisol issues, etc. Kidney tissue, the renal parenchyma. So that's going to have there's different sections of kidney which have different sections of brain involvement. It's to do with how we evolve. How we evolve in the womb, how we grow in the womb, and kind of which layers of body grow at this kind of a simultaneous time to the brain and the nervous system. And there should be another picture in here if I can find it. Is it in here? It's going to be in another book. It's going to be in a different book, isn't it? Yeah, it's going to be in a different book. It's not in this one. I'll find that other book. Be exciting. We'll learn together. Where are you, book? I know you're down here somewhere. Do not die. There we go. It's in this book, which is kind of the expansion of the first book I was showing you. This is a fun picture. I like this picture. This picture shows us how we're forming in the womb. Okay, so we start off as basically a tube. Okay, a whole single tube, and that tube breaks apart. And one end of the tube, we have the head, and the other end of the tube, we have our butthole. Okay, so your butthole and your head basically form at the same time. Okay, they're the same place, which I find that quite amusing. What is that process called? Oh, man. Why do I not remember that word? Why do I not remember that word? It's going to bother me now. I'm going to try and find that word. Even though nobody's here, I'm going to try and find that word. What is it called when we're growing? It's not going to come to me. No, never mind. It's not going to come. Right, I have been here long enough. I'm going to go and watch a bit of TV. Cheerio. Good night. I'll see you another time.